Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Shelly, and today I just want to do a little rant. I just want to talk about life. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. Get my chair comfortable here. Today I'm drinking water, not my Dr. Pepper. A little hot out here on my porch, but and the sun keeps moving, so I might have to move us as the sun moves. But anyway, so today I want to talk about something that I'm sure a lot of people over 40, 50, and even and much older are dealing with right now. So it seems that when we were growing up, maybe this isn't true for you, but it was for me. When I was growing up as a kid, teenager, 20s, 30s, I had this mistaken impression that once you got your kids raised and you um, got older, you would have money. You would have, well, let me rephrase that. Not necessarily be rich by any stretch of the imagination, but have extra money to do with what you wanted to do. Okay. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. The economy has been really hard on me. I am a um, small business owner. I'm my only employee. I do dog grooming out of a small building, an older, it's not small, it's a big building, but I've cut it down to size so that I only groom part of it. It's an old building that we used to milk our cows in because I think, as I've told you in previous videos, I grew up on a farm, been working since I was 12. My parents taught me what it was like to work and have work ethic and to know how to work. And I just feel like that parents have dropped the ball on this. They can say whatever they want. They can say, well, when they go to work, the people that they work for should teach them how to work. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I believe that you should come with some sort of work ethic or to know how to work. But anyway, I digress a little bit here. Um, so I always thought that, when I get older, I would be able to kind of relax and have a little money. And that has turned out not to be the case. So, as I said, the economy isn't doing its greatest right now, regardless of what people may or may not say. As a small business owner, I'm here to tell you that my business is suffering. Um, I do dog grooming, and I cater to the lower middle class and the upper poorer people in my area. I live in a rural area. None of us here are rich. Um, there are some people who can afford to pay $100, $200 to have their dogs groomed, but my clientele are not one of them. So um, when they start to feel the pinch of, guys, I'm going to have to move. Oh, when they start to feel the pinch of, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know if that's going to be good or not. But anyway, when they start to feel the pinch of the economy not doing well, they have to start cutting out things that they feel are not necessary. And I'm sorry to say, having your dog groomed, most people feel like is not a necessity. And if I was to break it down, I would have to say that is probably correct. It is correct. I mean, when they have to choose between whether they're going to feed themselves, feed their dog, pay the rent, then staying alive basically becomes the number one priority, which is, makes complete sense and it's obvious, right? So I would have to say, over the last 6 to 8 months, my business has really taken a hit. A lot of people just aren't coming in. They'll call me, they'll say, Shelly, I'm sorry, but I'm grooming the dog myself because I just can't. I just can't pay. and I understand. I do. I understand. Um, so I've been looking for ways to kind of cut my costs in my shop because to be honest with you, I have been working for myself for a long time and I don't want to work for somebody else at this stage in the game. I always said when I get to this point, get to the point where, I have to do whatever. I'm done. I'm just going to retire. Well, that's not necessarily in the cards for me. Um, so here I sit wondering what's next for me. Um, I'm hoping that business will pick back up. I am the only one that works in my business, so I don't have a lot of overhead, but I still have bills that have to be paid. And when you've gone from working 4 and 5 days a week down to 2 days a week, it hurts. It really does hurt. And, there may be some of you out there who are saying, oh, you should have planned better. You should have, blah, 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 blah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Not everybody has that opportunity. And to be honest, I've read the statistics, and there are more people out there in this world that are like me than are the ones that are sitting on a big fat retirement. It's just the way it is. Um, so, it's a lie that they tell you, or it's a lie that you assume. I don't know if somebody tells us this or if this is just something that we assume. Do we just assume that? Let me check my microphone. Yes. Do we just assume that when we get older, we're going to have more money? I've watched too many older people now looking back. I didn't see it so much as a younger person looking looking at them, but now looking back, I can see that they struggled and they didn't have the money and there were things. I mean, my father-in-law retired from General Motors and he struggled every day. He had towards the end there, he had Social Security, he had his General Motors, and it didn't matter. They were not in great shape. So when I started grooming, I decided that I was going to, this was where the hill I was going to die on. This is what I'm going to do until I drop over dead because I know that I cannot retire. Well, that's not feasible. And the reason that it's not feasible is, as many of you know, when you get older, your body tends to break down. And standing for long periods of time starts to get hard. Um, And I don't care what anybody tells you about dog grooming. It's not playing with dogs, it's wrestling with dogs. Because coming from a farming background, people think they come in there and say, oh, I know my dog is going to love to be groomed. That's not true. That's not true. Listen to me when I tell you this, and this is the God's honest truth. Dogs like things that stink. People bring their dogs in and they're covered in perfume. Dogs don't like that. What you think smells good does not smell good to them. Do you know what dogs like? Dogs like poop. Dogs like worms. Dogs like stinky stuff. Dogs like to be stinky. Have you ever noticed that if you take your dog to be groomed, one of the first things it does when it gets back is goes and rolls in the grass because it doesn't want to smell like perfume. Your dog does not want to smell like perfume. Your dog does not want a bath. I'm sorry. These are the facts. So anyway, they bring their dogs in and they're like, oh. No, no. It's wrestling. You have to wrestle with the dogs and you have to be careful that you don't hurt them. There's so many things that go into dog grooming. But this isn't a video about dog grooming. This is a video about the fact that retirement is not really within my reach. Um, I'm not quite old enough to retire yet, but it won't be long. It won't take long. If you guys know anything, you also know how quickly time flies. Before you know it, I'll be retirement age and I won't have anything to retire on. And I know that there are people out there that are experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing. So don't believe the lie. If you're a younger person listening to this, don't believe the lie that once your kids are grown, you are going to go ahead and everything's going to be wonderful and you're going to have plenty of money to travel and do what you want. It's not true. So that's my one rant for the day. Um, my second rant involves work ethic and how to work. People not knowing how to work. I'm going to give you an example. I And I know you guys see this, you see it. There's two examples I'm going to give you, and both involving a coffee shop. I'm not going to name the coffee shop, but you might know when I tell you the story. So I go into my local grocery store, and they have a kiosk there, and I walk up. I'm the first one. I walk up and I order my drink. There's three people behind the counter. The one girl takes my order. She writes my name on the cup. She hands it to the second girl, who hands it to the third girl. Meanwhile, the first girl and the second girl are on their phones. Nobody's hustling. The third girl makes my drink, but she makes it la-di-da-di-da. I mean, you don't have that all the time. There are places that have some hustle, but this one did not. And then the next time I go in, there's only one girl behind the counter, and she's a young lady, probably maybe just graduated high school. Maybe she's still in high school. I'm not sure, but she's there by herself. I place my order. Two young ladies, probably about the age of the barista, walk up and they place their orders. The one got the same drink that I got, only she got a medium and I got a small. The other girl got some kind of pink drink. So I watch, and the young girl makes the other girl's pink drink. And I'm thinking to myself, if she makes the other girl's drink before she makes mine, I am not going to be happy because I ordered first. She must have seen the look on my face because she had this uh-oh kind of look. And she finishes making the drink and she hands it to me and she said, I accidentally made you, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally made you the medium instead of the small. Now, this is a place where they put your name on the cup. She hands me the cup. I look at the name and I'm like, yeah, right. She realized that she made a mistake and she could probably tell that I wasn't very happy. I ended up with a size medium of the drink. But my point is, nobody's paying attention. Nobody has any work ethic. I mean, not everybody. Honestly, there are people out there that do, that do. Gosh darn that sun. But I haven't found it recently. I really haven't. Sorry, guys. The sun just keeps moving. I should do these videos in the morning. And sometimes, usually I do them in the morning, but today I was really busy. I've been cleaning out my basement. So I was telling you earlier in the video, I'm sorry, I didn't finish this. I was telling you earlier in the video that because business has been so slow, I am looking to find ways to cut costs because I don't want to work for somebody else. I'm too old to work for somebody else. I'm set in my ways. I got my own opinion. I don't need any of it. I mean, honestly, when I was younger, I worked 2 and 3 jobs for other people. I hustled my entire life, and I'm fed up with it. Done. Tired. Working for myself. I'm going to make this work. Whatever. When I started my dog grooming business, I started out of my basement. Um, and I'm looking into all day. I've been in my basement cleaning, painting, doing all the things. And I'm looking into going back into my basement. And you may ask why? Why would you do that? Well, I'll explain why. Because the building that I'm working out of now needs some repairs that I don't really have the money for. And the next thing is it's an extra building to heat and cool. So if I'm in my basement, I don't have to worry about that. I'm already heating and cooling my home. So that eliminates a bill right there. That'll eliminate the heating bill and it'll bring my electric bill down. So that will help. um, so those are the reasons that I'm considering doing that. Um, that's why this video is in, I made it in the afternoon, not in the morning. And I don't see any peacocks out today. Um, I think I told you on our farm here we have 4 females, and now 2 of the females each have babies. One female has 2 babies, one female has 1 baby. And I'm praying that the coyotes, or I mean, why would a coyote want a tiny baby peacock? I mean, for real, it's just a bite. It's like a chicken nugget. It's a peacock nugget. Why they would do that, I don't know. But we do have some feral cats running around here, so it's possible they might. I mean, we've had last year one of the females had 5 babies and only one ended up living. So I've got my fingers crossed. Say a little prayer for my baby peacocks. earlier today I looked out and there was a groundhog with a baby. And yeah, if I can get a picture of it, I'll post it up here. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, um, please like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And I'm excited to hear what you have to say. And I will see you in the next video because I'm sure I have a lot to talk about. Okay, guys, I'll pull myself up out of this chair. Have a great night.